Hello guys, it's ArthisRoo here, and here we are after a long wait. Sorry about that. Yeah, here it is, the Pauper Tournament. Finally get to play our first matches for that. Um, yeah, so, oh wait, is this a correct one? Yeah it is. Okay, so, with this deck, in this tournament, the deck restriction is that every single card has to be either common or rare. So, this is what we have here. Playing as Ironclad this time. Wanted to spice things up a bit. So yeah, um, this card's super cool. It's very powerful and equals 10 strength. It's actually crazy. We have our usual powder tower for for wait, I'm not even sure if this is the correct deck. Let me just make sure. Don't remember exactly what I submitted because I don't think I should be having siege breakers yet, or unstable build. Should be having chaotic people and overchargers. I think that's right. Let me just make sure. So yeah, uh, it kind of changes the playstyle around in this tournament because there are no epics or legendaries, and I think that makes it really interesting. But I don't know, the trend in the tournament so far is that a lot of people are diverting towards the pirates, because Lucky Charmers is very strong. Yeah. So so I don't have Powder Tower in my deck yet. It's on my. We actually have a sideboard in this tournament this time. What do I have instead? Let me just see. Alright, I have Execution. Let me just put that up. That's over here. So yeah, this is our main deck. Our sideboard was, the 3 cards that I just swapped out. And that was the Powder Tower, the Unstable Build, and what was it? Siege Breakers, yeah. Those are the 3 sideboard cards. So here today we're going to be playing against Doge. Not Helios. I don't think he's... Let me just tell him that I'm ready. I'm ready. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. I don't have that much experience in Ironclad, but I think this deck's pretty strong. Based on like my practices with people, it's obviously on the more expensive side. But I was thinking of playing more around like a control deck. That's just the kind of playstyle I love to play. And yeah, let's see. I really like chaotic people equals. I love the instant damage you can do to someone's base for just 5 mana. I think that's really good. Also, you don't even have to reach the base. Like, you don't have to have the chaotic people go inside the base to deal the damage. You can just let it walk up to their baseline, and there's a chance you still do the damage. It's pretty good. Toilet Prowler is obviously very strong. 7 strength and equals. It's just really insane. It's a very popular card in this tournament. And this one, I actually used 5 fusion stones to get this card because I was practicing against someone, and I was just getting destroyed with this card. I just simply didn't have enough strength. We have execution to deal with, the powder tower players, or just in general. Like there are some people who are playing swarm with moonlit airy, so that definitely helps a lot. Or I think Doge, the one we are playing against right now, he's playing Shadowfen, and he has the Venom Fallspire. Right, he says he's ready. So yeah, we're just gonna wait for him. Oh, okay, I don't think we don't have each other added. Just a sec. 1891. Luckily, I know my tag by memory. Let's just see what we have here. Nothing special. Brawl is pretty fun. 2 strength for undead. Pretty interesting. The deck I play for that would be this one. But I don't know. It's obviously on the low level side. So I'm really struggling to get the mythic book, but going up to this point wasn't very hard. Yeah, getting the fusion stones was very easy. It's just the mythic book that's becoming pretty difficult because I'm going against like, level 4, level 5 cards. It's just very strong. Alright, he should be... Here he is, that should be him. So, we are playing a best of 3 for the group stage. This is the group stage right now. But since there's only 3 people, including myself, in this group, we're actually going to be able to fight each other twice. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, we have our execution for his Venom Fall. He could place it anytime right now. Let's see. Let's make sure what his deck is. Yeah, so he's playing Poison. He's got the Venom Fall. He's got the Amber Hides, Crimson Sentry, Toxic Sacrifice, Copper Skin. Those Poison cards. Also heal the Troopers. And Mark the Spray. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. This one survives. That's good. Right, but what's a bit scary is he does have Feral Shamans. That's 7 strength for 5 mana. And he also has Curse of Strings. That's, yeah, like my Twilight Prowlers is 7 strength. So it would be a bit difficult. Let's see how this goes. I think this isn't going too bad, actually. So we don't need that yet. And we definitely want to keep some of our baseline. It's also just more strength, and people tend to ignore the structures more, especially in equals. You just don't have that much strength, especially as a Shadowfen. So I think this is good. I also don't like putting units in the far end sides here, because he does have his Venom Fall, and so he can have my unit blocked for it. So we don't want that. That's some decent value, for sure. And here's the power of Twilight. He might convert this, so actually I'm a bit worried about that. But it is the most strength. And I want to keep execution. Oh yeah, if he converts it, it's fine because I have Windmakers. So that's fine. That's all good. So we're putting some decent pressure in the early game. With so little mana, it's hard for him to actually set up for his Venom Fall. That's pretty nice. Also, I like the new addition that you can you can bounce some of the background here. I love that. Pretty cool. I think it's a neat addition. Yeah, it's not very hard to probably implement in the game. It's pretty cool. So this guy's thinking pretty much. Yeah. What does he have? There's his Curse of Strings. As we expected, we'll use our Windmakers for sure. And then our Sound Drivers. Let's see, does he have a 2 movement card? Cool. I'm gonna place this here. It's harder for him to reach this. We also have our operators too. So we could probably sneak it into his baseline, and it's gonna be very bad for him. Unless he has Feral Shamans in hand. Not sure if he will though. Pretty risky to keep Feral Shamans in hand, given the situation of the game right now. Because it is 5 mana, and you have to make sure you get value from it. So cool, that wins. There's the Venom Fall. Oh no, the poor guy. Let's hope it doesn't poison this. Well, I mean, okay, that's fine. He's probably gonna use Amber Hides here, so that's gonna be a lot of value for him. And then I'm just gonna snipe this with execution. So we'll take out 5 damage, but I'll put 5 damage in his base, so that's pretty good. Okay, there's his execution. Okay, his Amber Heights isn't useful here. Cool. That's even better for us, actually. We get 1 extra damage. There it is. Not useful, like I said. Free victors, and we clear the board with Fel Flares too. Very, very nice. Separated because he has Crimson Sentry this turn. We don't want to have it bordering, so this makes it a bit tough on him. And this one is just so reliable. I just have like this second front line. It's very, very nice. We can pretty much win just by chipping him with overchargers at this point. Like, I could chip him and then put Chaotic People here, and 50-50, we might win just from that. Pretty funny. Let's just see what happens. Don't block. Well, it doesn't block. That's what we want. Alright, we're gonna go for it. We might win right now, because this does 3 damage. See how it goes. Does he have a 0 movement card? Okay, he does. So 1 out of 3 chance that this works. If it doesn't, then we're actually fine. Because we got our chip done with overchargers, and it's just gonna be a matter of time for him. He doesn't have a way of chipping my base either, so he actually has to make it. That's 7 mana for Chaotic People. It's not a good trade for him. It's good that we baited it out, so we don't have to worry about it so early. I wish I could deal with that. Actually, let's do this. 3 and 4. Pretty good. Yeah, it's I've if you guys have seen any of my Quadrant Tournament matches, I played Poison as Shadowfen, and it's very, very good if you manage to keep your Venom Fall up. It's very strong, but if you don't, then a lot of your cards are just weak. It's also not great in equals because you can only poison 1 at a time. It's just not that great. Cool, so we got these 3 cards. Very, very good for us. Cool. And then we have our operators again. We can use Victors here, and probably Windmakers and Destructibots. We'll see how it goes. But if I have a front line, then I'll definitely put this in his base. And then here with Victors, I can avoid the Chaotic People damage because I'm going to be placing it here, so he won't be able to, the ability won't trigger on my Victors. So that's very good. Interesting. There's his execution. So yeah, it's actually not bad for him to use execution because I don't have any important structures to kill, at least in my main deck. His sideboard has Fel Flares, Wetland Deceivers, and Snow Masons. Generally not that great. Okay, let's see what we can do. We're not gonna put the operators. We're gonna clear his front line, and then we're gonna do the 2 damage we need from Windmakers and basically just win off that. And it should be good. Yep. That should be GG. I have overchargers. And I have cards to clear the way if I need to. I'll probably cycle for it here. So yeah, it's pretty much... It's GG. He made a massive misplay in this game because he put his Venom Fall on this middle tile here. Didn't have a way to deal with the 10 strength there. So you don't want to do that. You really don't. Okay, GG. Alright, so it's the first game. I don't think he can do anything even with the sideboard. Maybe adding Fell Flares would be a decent addition. Maybe to get rid of Toxic Sacrifice or something. But other than that, there's really not much he could do. And so also now, since the first game is done, we can actually put some cards in. Not sure if I need to though. There's Unstable Build, Powder Tower, but he's gonna have Execution, so you don't want Powder Tower. And I don't think Siege Breakers is necessary here. Honestly, look, I think this is still a good build for this. Yeah, it's looking good. We'll change up if we lose this next one. So he's probably changing his cards around, using a sideboard. But yeah. So yeah, again, our sideboard right now is Unstable Build, Siege Breakers, and Powder Tower. I don't think there's any card I want to replace right here. Definitely want an Execution. Unstable Build will make my deck cheaper, but it doesn't seem to be a problem because he doesn't have a lot of early game pressure. So I think this is good. Let's see. So he's giving it some thought. Alright, I think he's ready. Cool. So second game. If we win this one, that should be it. We'll cycle out Victors of the melee. Twilight Prowlers are more reliable. I don't like that. We're gonna have to do this. We have Execution for his Venom Fall. There it is. Why are you putting it there? I don't understand that placement. Alright, okay, we don't need Chaotic People. So we're just gonna kill that. You really should not be putting it there. Interesting. Cycle out Operators. We have our Twilight Prowlers for that. Very powerful 7 strength card. Heliotroopers will definitely deal with that. Or Fell Flares, Heliotroopers. And it's gonna have a decent line. Interesting. Oh, Mark the Spray. Right, Mark the Spray is actually very strong here. It's actually very strong. Yep, we're gonna save our Windmakers for this guy. Just gonna push this forward. Windmakers here, and then find out Loopers. It would be nice to have a fourth as well, but we'll see how it plays out. Interesting. So that's a very powerful, both of these guys are very strong. They're both 4 strength. Let's go with this. Yeah. Never Execution again, that's very fast. We haven't even seen our Victors. Oh no, we have, in the beginning. Okay. Interesting. There it is. Right on cue. Or... Not sure actually. This isn't that great. But we have victors to clear if we need. We'll probably cycle out chaotic people depending on what happens. Putting operators down is pretty good, but it's a bit scary because he does have Curse of Strings. All he has to do is deal 3 damage to this. So it's a bit risky. These two are looking like the pick that we're gonna do here. Interesting. Oh. Oh, what's he doing? Toxic? Very interesting choice. Oh, interesting. I like this. I like that. But it should be fine. It's okay if we take some damage because we have this. He probably has Amber Hides, but it's okay because we can go with Twilight Prowlers and then Chaotic People into his base. Very strong. Or if we have our front line, I'm gonna consider playing Operators here. But let's see what happens first. Let's see. So he uses Feral Shamans, kind of a waste. Okay, he could convert this and then use Heliotroopers here. Okay, so he's not converting. Ooh, he's going for a very interesting play. Cool, we have our front line. Yeah. There's no reliable way to deal the 4 damage with Chaotic Pupil. So we are just gonna put this right there. Just like that. Oh, I wish it... Okay, maybe... I don't know. Maybe it's okay. He could use a... If he does 2 damage here with like Fel Flares or something, he could convert it with Curse of Strings, and that would be very, very bad for us. So there's some very strong units here. And like this one doesn't allow me to actually do a double proc with Windmakers. So it's a bit scary if we have to deal with that 7 strength there. But we will see what happens. Interesting. Oh, that's very bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so that's the first match. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna record the second match with a separate file. Yeah, I will see you guys then.